Impact Interview is sponsored by the Pocono Mountains, where small-town charm meets big adventures. Book your trip today by visiting PoconoMountains.com.
Well, welcome back. It's our final episode of the season, and we could probably say when it comes to our Impact interviews, we save the best for last. And that's no offense to our previous guests, but you can't do any better than number one, as in the number one overall NFL draft pick. Running back Ki-Jana Carter selected with the first pick in '95 by the Bengals after an All-American career for Penn State. That included the Rose Bowl championship with an undefeated 12-0 team. Ki-Jana, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me. And I appreciate those nice little kind words you gave me.
Yeah,
I don't hear those a lot. So I appreciate that.
Hey, facts are facts. Number one.
I won't hear from Jay or Scrap. So I appreciate you saying it.
Well, look, this is our Impact interview, and we talk all the time on the program about the impact college choice has on our lives. Question is, why Penn State, and what impact has that decision had on your life?
Oh, well, I mean, why Penn State? You know, being from the Big Ten country, I wanted to be somewhat close to home so my mom can see me play in college. Because in high school, she had to work, and a lot of times she missed my Friday night games, and she made a vow that she wouldn't miss my college games. So obviously, when I was getting recruited, they made an announcement that Penn State was going to the Big Ten. So that was a plus. Number two was, Jay's father, Joe. He had to recruit me. They had to put full court press, but obviously what the program was about was kind of like how my high school football coach was, Tony Pusateri. They were both Paisans, Italianos, but also, cared about family, the kids, and just how the structure was. Three, being from Columbus, you didn't really hear about Penn State too much. Sometime on the national televised games, but back then we didn't have all the TV outlets like we do now. But I knew I had a chance to play against Notre Dame's, the Miami's, because we were independent. We played all the big schools. Four, I had some family in D.C., and it was a close drive for me to go see them if I needed to in Maryland. And then five, I would just say the campus. When I went on the campus, it just felt like it was home. I wanted to go to a big-time college program, but I wasn't really caught up in the city schools. I think it was just too big and they were too busy. And obviously Penn State has a lot of students and it's a premier football program, but it's more of a small college environment, as you know. So those were five factors why I decided to go to Penn State.
John, you were part of what many consider to be among the greatest offenses of all time, not just at Penn State, but in all of college football. Obviously, it was great talent, but also what really stands out is a really unselfish attitude. How much did that camaraderie and selflessness contribute to how well the offense played that year?
No, that's a great point, Jay. I think it starts off in '91 when we got all recruited and we all signed. I remember the first day. A lot of times, when you go the first day in the meetings, you hear about the people signed, but you don't get to meet everybody because everybody doesn't go on the same visit. So people size people up and look at them like, who's he? What did he do? It just felt like when we came in, it was a brotherhood from jump. We had the number one class in the country, and the amazing thing was no egos. I mean, you had me, Mike Archie, Bobby, I think Scott Stratton, and Mikey, all Americans. But we went in like, hey, we're going to do this, and we want to make a vow. We want to try to go undefeated and win the title before we left. And since that first day, there was never no egos for me. You can see some of the highlights when Mike Archie scores or Mikey Pitt scores. I'm the first one to go jump on him and be happy, or Bobby scores, because I've always been a team person, no matter what level of football I've been on.
Hey, Ki-Jana, there were some pretty good fullbacks on that team too. But given the unselfish nature of that team, what lessons might that team have for a young group of talented offensive players at Penn State in 2023?
Well, I mean, that's one of the things I think if I can get back there and talk to them, because it is loaded. I mean, I think the offense did a great job, and Coach Sider did a great job because we got two thoroughbred running backs. I mean, we really got four. I mean, because 24 is just as good too. So if one person has a good game versus another, obviously the receiver group, and we're all young. very talented, to have that mentality, because the overall goal is you want to play national championship game. That's the whole goal. Yes, yeah, we all are selfish and we all want to do well and see our names in the paper and see our stats and things like that. But in the end, no, granted, like with me, I was very blessed and lucky that, okay, everybody knows me for a Rose Bowl run. That's a historic thing. But at the same time, everybody talks about our 94 team. That's something that's going to last a lot longer for the most part than any of the accolades.
Hang with us for a minute. We're going to step aside for the TV show to take a break. We will continue our interview with Ki-Jana Carter. So if you want to see the entire conversation with the former overall #1 pick, make sure you go to NittanyGameWeek.com for the entire interview along with our other web exclusive content.